Why am I laying on the floor in my family room? Well, this used to be the coldest room in the house. I could never do this last year. It's an addition on the house, and they tapped into the existing furnace. They didn't put its own heat source in here, and it's far from the furnace, so it never really got the best heat. Plus, it's on a slab, and it's surrounded by windows on 3 sides. Now, I recently replaced all the flooring in the whole house with luxury vinyl plank, thanks to a kitchen renovation that I had going on. And with no furniture in the room and the flooring being ripped up, it was a perfect opportunity for me to install underfloor heating to make this a comfortable room instead of the coldest room. Replacing all the flooring in my entire house is a big job, and my knees are not what they used to be. So I went to a local floor store, picked out what we wanted, had them do it. But when they found out I wanted to put underfloor heating in this room, they pointed me to the manufacturer's directions that said it had to be embedded in concrete. I said, no, not this product. This is WarmStep. WarmStep is an 1/8 of an inch thin fabric mat that contains a patented heating cable that just gets warm, not hot. And it can be installed under wood, vinyl, or laminate floors, whether they're nailed down, glued, or floating. I think it's ideal under a floating floor because you can replace the floor down the road without affecting the heating mats. My family room is 18 by 22 feet. And since I only wanted to add supplemental heat, I installed 4 heating mats in the middle of the room. Each mat has a resistance rating that needs to be tested with an ohm meter before and after installation. Here you can see this 16-foot mat measures 148 ohms, which is within the reference range of 133 to 163. The shorter 12-foot mats have a higher range of 179 to 218. After my installers tore up the old floor and installed a poly vapor barrier, I positioned the mats according to my plan and used duct tape to hold them in place. I routed the power lines through a hole under the baseboard to the location of my junction box inside the closet. The thermostat ships with a temperature sensor that gets installed underneath the floor, but it's always a good idea to get a second one and install 2, just in case one of them fails. With everything taped in place, the installers laid the vinyl planks just like every other room in the house. The only difference was I had them install this last piece of shoe molding with hot glue so that they wouldn't drive any nails through the wires underneath the baseboard. All right, here you can see the room is put back together, and I'm ready to go on to step 2. And that is to do the electrical connections here. I spread them all out in pairs. So these are the leads from each one of the mats, and I used my meter to make sure that the ohm reading is the same as it was, or at least within the tolerance range that it was when I put them down. And everything is good. And all the grounds are open as well, so none of the wires were damaged. So I'm ready to proceed. When you strip these wires, you just very carefully pull away the insulation. And it's really pretty thin, the outer jacket. And what you find is an insulated wire, which is the one that gets voltage, and the other one is the ground. And you can also see there's a foil shroud that goes around the whole thing. And that prevents any kind of, if there is any kind of punctures by a nail or anything like that, and it goes through the voltage line, it will short out to ground, and that will prevent any kind of fire hazard or shock hazard. If you have a hard time stripping wires like this, I suggest a self-adjusting wire stripper like these. I'll put a link to it in the video description. But that just one click, you can pull off the entire thing, strip off the sleeve, and with another click, you get the end that you need perfectly, the length that you want. And you can also, if you need to cut it off, you can cut it off too. Start over. All right, here are my connections. You can see I have all the red wires connected to the white, all the black wires connected together, and all the ground wires are all connected. And I'm using Wago connectors because each one of them clamps onto the wire, so I could pull on the wire and make sure it's good and tight. I didn't like the idea of using wire nuts, so I prefer Wagos, but it's a personal decision. You can use it either way as long as they are electrically connected. So now I can install the thermostat and give it a test. All right, with the thermostat cover removed, you can see that the top here says line and the bottom ones say load. The load are the ones that go to the heaters. That's what the squiggly line is right there. And you can use a line and a neutral if you're using 120 volts, or you're just using two lines for 240 volts, and that's what I'm gonna do. So these are gonna be my lines. They're the ones that come from the panel, and these wires here go down to my junction box down there. And last but not least, the two grounds are just connected with a Wago connector. I'm gonna push those in the back. And I also have my thermostat connections here. I taped off one that I'm using as the secondary, as spare. The primary will get connected on the front. You can see screws C and D are where that is gonna be connected. That's the sensor wire. And if there's ever something wrong with that sensor, I'll then use the secondary, so I don't have to worry about ripping up the floor. That's why you use two of them. And here you can see the wires are all connected. No need to make loops or anything like that. They hold right underneath those screws very nicely. And then I'll just put the cover back on and push it in. With the two thermostat wires connected, I can now put the cover on. And there's a little screw down the bottom that holds it on. The display on this particular thermostat isn't very useful, but the smartphone app is really robust and very user-friendly. All right, using this handy-dandy infrared camera, you can see everything around the room. It is incredible, really. You can see where the insulation is bad in the ceiling. You can see where the heating vents are. You can see where the cold is coming through the window. And of course, the floor in the corners, definitely cold. This is a room on a slab, by the way, so definitely a cold room. But if I back up, here you can see my underfloor heating mats. All right, and this is, you can see where I put them, exactly where I put them. It ends right there. This is just, it's really, it's so great to have this little camera. And I'll tell you, you can not only see it, but you can feel it, especially if you're barefoot. Now, one thing I will say is you can see the heating mats, they're about 70, 72 degrees. I think it's set at 72 right now. But when I come over here, the floor is actually warmer where the sun is hitting it through the window, okay? Sun coming through that window. And here you can see 76, 77 degrees. All right, I don't need it that warm in this room. Just taking the chill off the floor makes it so much more comfortable. Over here you can see it's only about 69, 70 degrees. But this here is just demonstrating that, you know, when they say, oh, you can't put underfloor heating under this laminate floor, it's got to be embedded in the concrete, I call BS. It's only because they haven't tested it and they don't want to support it. This is no warmer with the floor than it is with the sun. So if your floor can withstand the heat of the sun, it has to be able to withstand the heat of this floor, because WarmStep is not hot. It is just warm. Now, you don't need to take the time or the money to put it all the way in the corners where you're going to have furniture. So I know I was going to have furniture around the outside of this room, so why bother? Why bother putting it there? We could change this furniture out with a sectional or something like that, and we'd still be fine where these mats are. That was my objective and what I was trying to do. And the one over here, it could have gone closer to the door, but it really didn't matter. It's still a noticeable difference just walking in here. This wasn't my first time using WarmStep. We used it in 2021 in my daughter's house. She has a bi-level, and the whole basement downstairs is on a slab, and it was always cold. So we installed it throughout the whole floor, and we were doing the flooring ourselves back then, and they put luxury vinyl plank on top of it, and it came out beautiful. And I got to tell you, it went from being a cold and you know, an area nobody wanted to go to in the winter, to being so comfortable now. They even have a home office down there on a separate thermostat so that they can make that room comfortable while they're working from home. It really was a great solution. Now, I'm sure one of the things people are going to say are, can you feel, other than temperature, can you feel the mats underneath this flooring? Is it lifted up at all? And the answer is no. You really can't tell where the edge of the mat is when you're wearing shoes. You cannot tell in any way. And this floor has a little bit of padding underneath it, so it's a good floor. Now, the only place you can feel it is right here. And you can see this level rocks a little bit, because right here is a high spot. That's the edge of this long mat where the wires connect to it, and that part is thicker than the rest of the mat. And so right here, if you step before or after it, you feel a little bit of a give. And it is a little bit annoying. And if I was putting this floor down myself, I would have notched the concrete to absorb that difference. But because I was having it put down by a third party, they just went and put the floor right over it and didn't think anything of it. So I know it's possible to take up planks and maybe fix it down the road, but for now, it's really not that annoying. Although if you ask my wife, she would say it is annoying. But for me, I think it's something we can live with. It's not that big of a deal. Now, the other way to solve this would have been to reroute the mats in a different orientation, potentially to put the connection points down the other end of the room, because over here is obviously a walkway, and so that's why we feel it right here. The other three mats are close enough to the piece of furniture that it doesn't make a difference. You don't really notice it here. But over on this one, yeah, you can notice it. So learn from my mistake and think about that differently, that's all. Now, the flooring store actually had me sign a waiver acknowledging that I was willingly going against the manufacturer's instructions and therefore voiding the warranty. But that didn't bother me because I'd used this product before under vinyl and I knew it was going to be fine. Let me let you in on a little secret here. Flooring warranties are worthless. Worthless. They will never, ever replace your floor under warranty. I'm sorry, they will always blame either the installer or they will say whatever condition happened is normal wear and tear. They will never replace your floor. Trust me. If you want to learn more about WarmStep by Thermosoft, I'll put a link to it down in the video description below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.
Hey there, if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon to be the first to know when new videos are posted. Look for HandyDadTV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and visit the website HandyDadTV for more great ideas and information.